Alright, so check this out. I got my girl Suge coming through. We gotta get her haircut. We gotta get it bleached. We gotta get it colored. But the kicker is, she gotta be working 2 hours. So I'm gonna do something I probably shouldn't do. I'm gonna do something you probably shouldn't try at home. But I'm gonna try to get her haircut while I'm bleaching and while I'm coloring. Don't know what's gonna happen. If it goes bad, then this video may not see the light of day, but we're just gonna see what happens. I want to start this off by saying that I'm not going to pretend to have an air of confidence and act like I knew what was going to happen. I'm going to be honest, y'all, I was terrified this entire cut. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if the bleach would drip. I didn't know if it would affect my clippers. I didn't know if it would affect my guards. I was terrified, but y'all are going to see what happens. I recommend not trying this at home and definitely not trying this with clippers you care about. So right now what you see me doing is I'm applying the bleach to Suge's hair. I didn't do a patch test because I've been cutting Suge for a while, so I know how her hair reacts to certain things. So I wasn't really worried about this part. I know how her hair reacts because I've been coloring it for a while. Now, one thing that you do see me doing is that right now I'm only covering the top layer. Later on, you'll see me go in and section it off and dig a little deeper with the bleach, but I don't go all the way to the roots, and I will tell you guys why a little bit later. As I said before, do not try this at home. This is something that I had to do because this is the only time we could get this cut in. So what's about to happen here is I put bleach on the sides of the hair, not all the way down, but we like to get some of the black off of the sides. And you see my first issue already. I'm having bleach to start to drip. I'm having it getting into the area that I need to fade. This is already starting to make me nervous because I already don't know what's about to happen when I try to cut this. So what you see me doing now is I have alcohol on a towel and I'm using that to try to wipe away that bleach that just dripped because it dripped a little too far. It's down where I need to fade and it doesn't need to be there. And as you can see, it is still there, but I will go again with the towel in just a second once I notice it, and I will eventually get it out the second time. So now you see me doing what I was talking about earlier. Now I'm sectioning off her hair little by little. I don't have a set guideline, I'm just sectioning where I feel like sectioning it. And I'm applying more bleach on the inside of her hair. Again, I'm not going all the way down to the root. We will explain why later, but I'm trying to get as much color in there as possible. Now her hair is already honey gold. It can be dyed the way it is now, but I want this to last a little bit longer. So now we get to the scary part. I try to go in and fade with a 2 to debulk, and already I got bleach all over this purple guard. And I knew that that's what would happen, which is why I decided to use my wall premium guards, because this is not my main set of guards. My main set of guards are the Stylecraft dub guards that came with my Stylecraft saber, which is also my main clipper, which is why I'm not using it here. Because again, I don't know what this bleach is gonna do to my clippers. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. So I decided to use a pair of clippers that I like, that I can work with, but that I wouldn't be too terrified if the bleach did something to them, because I have several pairs of Bablets, so I can replace these if anything happened to them. So I remember not being satisfied with the debulk here, but I wanted to go ahead and start the actual fade and then figure out what to do about the debulk and the bleach later. So here you're just seeing me do, your standard steps to a fade. I'm sitting in the ball line, getting ready to start the fade. Now, one thing you notice, and you guys have probably already noticed this, that there are a lot of inconsistencies in her hair. There's nothing wrong with her hair. She gets a lot of designs all the time. So she had recently got a design and we're trying to let it grow back in. So the fade does look a little choppy, and when we finish it, you'll notice some small inconsistencies. It's not a problem with the fade, it's not a problem with her hair, it's just we have a design that we're trying to grow back in. So now I'm going in with my one guard, doing my one guideline. The whole time I'm still being aware of this bleach. I'm too scared to go near it because I don't know, again, what's gonna happen. But so far, I've gotten bleach on the clippers at this point and on the 2 guard. And so far the clippers are still running. So I'm feeling a little better about what's going on. So you'll see me stop for a second anyway and use a towel with the alcohol to remove some more of the bleach that got where it shouldn't be. But at this point, I'm not as tense as I was. I'm cutting a little more freely here because I'm realizing, hey, the bleach is not destroying my clippers. The bleach isn't messing with my guards. I'm still able to cut the way I need to cut. So now you see me getting a little more loose with my wrist and a little more loose with my guards. And I'm a little more confident cutting this. But this is just one of those things where you don't know what's gonna happen until you try it. This is not something that I recommend anybody try. This is just something that we literally only had an hour and a half to get this done because she had to go to work, and I was going out of town for Christmas. So I had to get this done this day, this morning. So again, this is how this video came about. So I'm doing a little detailing here, but what you're gonna notice is that I'm not going to finish the fade right away. Reason being is because I'm watching my timer on my phone with the bleach, because what I'm going to end up trying to do is I'm getting the main steps of my fade done now, and then I'm going to wash out the bleach. Once I wash out the bleach, I gotta put the color on, and we gotta wait on that too. So I'm going to use that time to do my detailing and things like that. So I'm not in a rush here. I'm just, doing my steps, going over my steps and making sure, I got the basics down. And I'm doing a slight bit of detailing, a slight little debulking, but I know that I have plenty of time to get that done because I'm going to have to wait on that color. So now that I know we're in the clear, now I pull out my Stylecraft sabers. Now I pull them out and I get to really cutting the way I want to. The Stylecraft sabers are my absolute favorite clipper on my desk. These are my main joints that I use. But again, because of the bleach situation, I didn't want to start with them because I didn't know what was going to happen. But now that I know we're good, I'm using the sabers. I like to call them saber tooths, but I'm using my saber. I'm just doing a little bit of detailing. I like detailing with these because of the blade. I love the blade on them. Stylecraft has some amazing blades. You'll also see me using my Babyliss FX and my Babyliss Gold FX. I'm sorry, the FX3 and the Gold FX. I use both of them to do some detailing as well and to do some balding out. My Gold FX are actually kind of dull, which is why you see me switch over to my FX3s. I've had the Gold FX for like a year and a half and it needs new blades. So you see me switch over to the FX3, but I have them set back because some of y'all know how sharp they are, but I have them set back a little bit so I can safely bald out and attack the neck areas and different things like that with them. So now what you're gonna see me do here is I'm going to start on the hairline. I'm not gonna put any enhancements and stuff in there yet. Now she does want them, we're definitely gonna get them done, but we're gonna wash her hair twice between now and then. So there's no point in putting enhancements in now. So right now all we're doing is we're just doing the basics to it. We're just getting a natural straight line, getting it nice and crispy, doing what we gotta do. Knowing that we'll put enhancements in there later, but right now we're just making sure that we got the hairline straight, because of course once the enhancements come out, you still want to have a straight hairline. So that's what I'm doing there. So to be honest, I didn't feel like moving my camera, but you're able to see us go over to the sink and you see me washing your hair. I'm washing the bleach out. I'm using Color Alert shampoo, neutralizing shampoo to make sure I got all of it out. But I didn't move the camera, but you see what I'm doing in the background there. Now what you'll notice is that her hair on the sides will not look much different from the before. That's because our focus was on getting the top as bright as possible, which you see it's a bright honey gold now, and getting in toward the roots because we're really just focusing on the places that we want color. So now I'm gonna bring out the color. I'm gonna be using Manic Panic. Manic Panic is one of my favorite brands to color with right now. Reason being is because it is a bold color. It's not like a natural color. Like some colors you get like Ion, the different colors are supposed to still have a natural look to them. But Manic Panic is bold. Manic Panic is loud. So what you see me doing here is putting it on Suge's hair. Instead of using a brush or anything like that, I'm literally just grabbing and picking at her hair. There's a reason I'm doing this. You will see later in the video. But there's a reason I'm grabbing and picking it. Partially because I know it's going to be sponge, and there is a certain look that we're going for, which is why I didn't need to use the brush. I didn't need to do all the sectioning and things like that. I'm just putting it on my hands and grabbing at her hair with it in the place that I want it. And this technique is very useful for when you're going for like a layered or gradient style look, because if you notice in the front, what I'll end up doing is the orange / blonde that she has in the front is going to fade into this red. And it's going to be a little hard to see on camera, but that's the look that we have, so it looks very dope. And like I said earlier in the video, once we got the color put on there the way we want, I pick my sabers back up, I go to doing my final details, making sure the fade is right. We got about 25 to 30 minutes to wait on this fade. So I'm using that to iron out some details. I'm using that to look at spots I might have missed. I'm using that to make sure, especially this side of the fade looks decent. I'm actually showing her what it looks like in the camera right here, and she's loving it so far. The thing about this Manic Panic is that it is bold, especially when it comes to cameras, especially when it comes to like photos and things like that. This color stands out. It's bold, and that's what I love about it. Now, I definitely want to keep natural colors in the shop as well, but for those that like to be bold, for those that got the confidence to rock this, I love using Manic Panic over anything else. I absolutely love it. But anyway, I'm making sure that I got the rest of the haircut the way that I want it. Especially this side. You see me focusing on this side a lot, and that's because, again, she had a design there, so from this angle, it looks like it's not faded well, but a lot of that is just, the fade is there, but a lot of the fade is going into either a bald spot or a very low spot from the previous design. So right here, we're going for the second wash. This time we're washing the color out. We're using shampoo as well, and this is what it looks like freshly washed out. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick out the hair. And the reason I'm doing this is because of the strategy that I talked about earlier, the reason that I bleached it the way I did, the reason that I grabbed with a color instead of using a brush. What we're gonna do is we're picking this out, and then we're gonna sponge it back down. And what's gonna end up happening is that we're gonna have a fiery effect, but when you look at it, you see a lot of black from the roots. So instead of just being a bright red all the way around, when you look at it from the top, it's a black and red. It's like a very like velvety type of look. It's actually, the top of the hair will match the size of the hair that you can see, and it's actually really fire. You'll see a picture of what that looks like at the end. But what I'm doing now is I'm putting curl activator on there, and I'm gonna sponge it back down. As I'm sponging, I'm looking at inconsistencies in the fade that I can finish. I can see some as I'm doing this voiceover that I hope I get. But I'm sponging it back down, and I'm getting ready to show you guys the finished product. So despite my fears and my concerns about what the bleach will do to my clippers and do to my guards, I've had no negative repercussions from this cut, except for my 2-guard is still covered in bleach. And I've washed it several times, and I can still see traces of bleach. And I'm sure that it won't affect a customer's head if I used it, but at the moment I don't want to take that chance. So I haven't been using that 2-guard. I've been using the 2-guard that came with my Stylecraft Sabers instead. I'm gonna figure out how to get that washed off. I may have to soak it in alcohol or something. But other than that, I've had no issues. And this is the final cut, guys. This is the finished product. If you look at the picture on the right, you see the black and red velvety type of look I was going for. We just felt that would fit a little better than just having it red all the way through, you know, looking like a tub of Play-Doh or something like that. But we definitely like this look better. She has been enjoying this color. I've been hearing about it. She's been walking around like she owned the place. I love it. We're definitely going to do some more things with Suge in the future. She loves the color, so you're gonna see her in more videos. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're on the path to 1,000 subs. I appreciate it if you sub, turn the notifications on, and I will see you guys in the next video.